shock and awe. Okay, so I talked in my video about, people voting multiple times. I didn't realize it was or could be to this extent. I'll give you an example. In Pittsburgh, I don't know a lot about this stuff even though I ran for office, but there's a thing called overvote or something like that. It's like, okay, let me explain this to you. And the Rudy Giuliani press conference is where I'm bringing this from. And of course, he had this issue in Detroit as well. So you'll have, like, in a precinct, you'll have like maybe anywhere between 5 to 20 streets of people. Maybe you'll have as many as 1,000 people in the precinct. Okay, a precinct, maybe you have 1,000 people, so you got a few apartment buildings. I mean, 220 people a piece, or many voters live in a precinct. Okay, so you got precincts, and then you've got municipalities. And, where I'm from, Cleveland area, I ran for Congress. There's like 27 or 28 municipalities in my 10th congressional district of Ohio. You have congressional districts, and then you have precincts within this municipality, and then you have congressional district, and you have a county as well. Okay, in a county of County, we have like, I don't know, 60 something maybe municipalities. In the whole state of Ohio, we've got 87 or 88 counties. I should know this stuff. I ran for office, but it's been years, so I can go ahead and make the excuse, right? Anyway, so let's just use this as 1,000. Okay, so that's kind of high, by the way. But all right, so in a precinct, you got 1,000 people in like Pittsburgh or Detroit, and of course these are going to be considered very racist areas too, because the whites are coming against the blacks, but nobody's more supportive of putting the whites in their place than me, and making sure that we have black power and black supremacy reigning. That's where victory is, y'all. So you'll have 1,000 voters, and the population might be like 1,500. Okay, so if you got a bunch of children and maybe some illegals and stuff like that in Pittsburgh or these two specific cities, Detroit. All right, so all of a sudden you've got, and the voter turnout usually isn't. I mean, even I guess what could raise suspicion automatically would be like, oh, okay, all of a sudden we've got 80% voter turnout. That's already suspicion. Well, in some cities, the precincts of the Detroit area, Michigan, you've got as much as 350% voter turn. How's that possible? You can't even have more than 100%. That'd be like having 1,000 people in a precinct, and then you've got 3,500 people voting. Really? Come on. Hello. Now, look, the people who are with Biden, they should be appalled by this. They can't be going out there saying, oh, Trump hasn't conceded yet. I don't know what President Trump should do. And the cool thing about this is that he gets to feel what it's like to be scammed. Because this kid is a fraudster. I've been saying this since forever. I love him. I love Biden. I realize that, they got to be corrected and put in their place. I got to talk about correction as well. Correction's a big one in law enforcement. You got to get law enforcement in on this. What I mean by law enforcement is the police, sheriffs. They've got, detectives and investigators to go in on this kind of stuff. They should be able to look at the paperwork and I think, okay, over votes. So still, you got like 1,000 people in a precinct, and all of a sudden you've got 850 people voting, which is already kind of weird. Like, really, well, they wanted Trump out of there so badly. That's fine, get him out. But there's a legal way to do it, and you can't be committing perjury and tampering and forgery and all this stuff. So that's the big thing with regard to the overvotes. I talk about how people can vote twice. I'm here in Florida. I could probably make it look legal that I'm voting here in Florida, and then legally vote in Olmsted Township, Ohio, which is where I voted since 2006, maybe. Well, yeah, duh. Of course I voted in 2006. I ran for office. From, what? I don't even know how I changed that voting thing, because I was living in North Olmsted. I'm pretty sure I voted at the John Knox church, like within walking distance of my place where I was living. Hold on. Oh, man, jeez. All right, so I'll just leave it there for now. They're voting. multiple times. Illegal. But what do you do?